What is up? This is Los, and this is the Talking Place. I am here again for, I don't know, what is it? I'm recording this. I'm going to try record this and get it out the same day. We'll see how it goes. But it is Friday, and I just wanted to put something out real quick. I know I missed last week. It's been busy. It's been crazy. I know most of you may know if you look at the show notes or if you know who I am. I have a shop on Etsy, and it's been kind of been blowing up the past few weeks. It's a very, very welcome change. Looking forward to continuing doing something of the sort. Like I said, it's been crazy. So it's been nice. It's been nice being able to help and do something and pay something and do my thing and take care of stuff here and there. Here's to hoping it stays that way. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been pretty crazy trying to keep up with stuff. I mean, I have a good chunk of time from the morning to mid-afternoon. And I've just been, doing what I got to do and keeping up around the house with whatever needs to be kept up with. And yeah, like it's just like not a lot of time to be locking myself in the room like I am right now. I mean, like right now I have stuff that I could be doing, but I know I didn't update last week. And I know I wanted to get stuff out. Like I had this whole, excitement with my last show, talking about like I'm early for October, I'm gonna be on the ball, and here I am like not doing damn thing. But so I just wanted to talk some stuff here, just a little update. I know I said I was gonna be doing spooky stuff and all that excitement and everything, but but here I am. But to my defense, I did have Luigi's Mansion loaded up on the Switch for days, for a while. And, I turned it on and I messed with it for a little bit. I tried to get like refamiliarized with the controls. I don't know, like part of me is torn, like I feel like I want to only play that during October, the month where stuff starts going crazy. So it's like, it's not really great time for me to get deep into games. I would play Fortnite, freaking Fortnite. I want to do Fortnite too. But it's like, I was playing Luigi's Mansion and I'm like, what am I doing with these controls? Like, it's just, I always felt like it was clunky to me. Like if I sat there and I started from the beginning and I started getting used to everything, and I would get all right with it, but at the same time I would still be like, unless muscle memory kicks in pretty hard, the controls for Luigi's Mansion always irked me. I really do love the premise of the game. I love, the ambiance. I love everything about it. But the controls always got me, like, to where it was almost not enjoyable. Like I couldn't get too deep into it in my head because the controls always took me out. I feel like I blame not being able to play because it's not October, and it's like, that's part of the reason. I feel like, I don't know, but I actually took it out of the Switch for Pokemon, and I think that's where I'm going to be talking for this episode. I want it to be a Pokemon episode, so if you're not down with catching them all and everything like that, then I guess this ain't for you this week. But if you are, then stick around and we'll talk some Pokemans and get in that. Pokémon Legends Z-A just released. It was midnight, not last night, the night before, where I actually went to GameStop for a midnight release. Remember those? Took the kid, the 12-year-old, and he really wanted to go. He wanted to do the midnight release and all that stuff. You know, we did it for the Switch too, and he is still very much excited for games, for Pokemon, for all that stuff. And I want to, like, you know, hold on to that. I want to keep on as long as it can, because I know, judging by his brother and, you know, the teenage jerk that he is, it doesn't last forever. So I want to, you know, even though it was going to be midnight out there, getting back and into bed at like 1:30, and then having to wake up at 6 to take his brother to school. It's like, oh man, I knew I was setting myself up for failure, but I did it anyway. And it was fun. It was good. There was nothing crazy. They had some sort of contest or whatever, but that was before. I wasn't about that. You know, I'm all about going to pick up the game and being in the line and having all the excitement and all that stuff. But all the crazy nerd things that went on, that's not really my thing. But when we got there, you know, I made sure to get there earlier in the day. It was about 3:00 where they started to let you ring up, like the final ring up, and get your ticket to show up for the night. I made sure to be there at 3 exactly. There was already a line there, and you know, I knew the earlier that I got there, the earlier I was going to be able to go home at midnight. So I made sure we were there, you know, early at 3:00. And you know, I was debating myself for a while if I was going to get the game or not. And you know, I knew that the kid was going to get it, but I didn't know if I was going to get myself a copy. I know the Legends games are not really like the core Pokemon game where you're trading between 2 different versions and all that stuff. But I know he's going to be playing it. And yeah, I could be playing his copy, you know, at nighttime when he's sleeping. But I do like to have my own physical versions of Pokemon and you know, have them here on the shelf, and then, you know, of course, you know, if he wants to battle or something like that, you know, like we'll have 2 copies and all that. But I was debating it, you know, still, and I wound up just going with it. I knew I was going to regret it if I didn't get it. And I got it, and I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to get into it and play. I haven't touched it one bit. It's in Switch, and I have not done a freaking thing with it. Just been busy, but I'm looking forward to actually getting in there and playing and getting into it. But yeah, the midnight release was fun. We got there about 10 minutes before they opened up. There was a huge line. I got pictures. I'll put the pictures in the show notes. You know, you could look on your player right now where you're listening to me, and you could check out the show notes there. But also there is a link that takes you to my blog where you will find the official show notes, and I'll have the pictures on there, you know, for the blog post that's on my blog, themanthechefthedad.com. And you could check out the full show notes with all the pictures from the midnight release and all that stuff. You could check that out there. You know, probably on YouTube. Maybe I'll put this on YouTube as well. And you know, and you could follow my instructions there too. Same thing, whatever. I'm still trying to include YouTube here. We'll see how much I remember to do that in the future. But yeah, so the midnight release was fun. It was good. We got there 10 minutes before, and as soon as we got there, we were 3 and 4 in line. And as soon as we got there was a vlogger, a YouTuber, you know, in his Pokemon hat and all excited, and camera in everybody's face, and doing interviews and talking all loud, and it was funny to see, you know, whenever he wasn't recording, how quiet he was. It's one of those things, like influencers and vloggers and everything. Like I appreciate them. I don't got a problem with them. I don't have, like, you know, an issue or whatever. It's just like, I don't know, like it's weird to see, like, when somebody turns on the personality and then turns it off, you know, when the camera's on and the camera's off, it's like 2 different people. And I feel like that's like my really big hang up with getting into YouTube, into vlogging in public, at least, you know. I have no problem if I was to try and do it like on my own, But yeah, I tell the kids and the wife all the time, like, if we're watching something on a Disney vlogger or something like that, I'd be like, I could do that. I could totally talk to the camera and everything, but it's just doing it in public and having everybody like, stare at you talking to yourself and stuff. That's my hang up. I don't know. But this guy was going off, like, talking to people and everything, and all excited, and everybody there, general excitement. Everybody was fun, to like, everybody was talking their stuff and mingling and all. It was good to see. It's always awesome, when you experience stuff like that, and especially this day and age, it's good to feel it, good to be there in the middle of it, to be, to know that everybody's enjoying something, it's awesome. But yeah, it was a pretty long line, and I'm glad we were in the front. And we got in there, we got our stuff, and we got out, and that was that. We got some code or something for an in-game outfit that I think you could just get in the game at some point, but they give it to you up front. It's cool when they give out free stuff. I think Best Buy had a gaming mat, like one of those big table pads, like the mouse pads for the table, I think that's what they gave out. I gotta look up a video and see what that looked like, because I totally would have gone for that if I wasn't going to GameStop with some points and stuff. But yeah, so when we picked it up, straight to bed, no time the next day, and all that. I actually wanted to play it last night, so I had something to say today. But nothing. I couldn't play nothing. The kid has been playing it. He said it's hard. He said it's hard to play, to progress, but he's enjoying it. It seems like he's not complaining anything else other than it's hard. General reception seems like it's pretty good. So that's good. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. So what else is this going to be about? I did an unboxing. I did a little unboxing for the game. I actually put it on, well, I'm going to put it on YouTube. Actually, I'll put it again. I'll put it to this audio like I did last time. Like a little dub over the unboxing. So if you are watching this, themanthechefthedad.com, check out the show notes for this podcast and all that good stuff. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna put that up and get that going. A little short, little unboxing. It has some nice art in there. It's something that is covered up by the red Switch 2 case, which sucks. I really don't like those red cases for the Switch 2. I don't know. They take a lot of getting used to. It would have been nice if the outside was red, I get that, but the inside was more transparent. Me, I'm a sucker for art. So I actually just before this, I made a custom art because I do that. and I did Fantasy Life. That was one of my favorite ones. I've done a few custom arts already. I did the custom art for this one without the huge paragraph of text right on the front cover. So that was fun to do, pretty quick and easy to get done. I actually scanned the back of my copy and got like a legit scan of it. And yeah, it came out pretty good. I'll put that in the video too. So if you want to check out the unboxing, that should be there. So that's what I did for that was my contribution for the Pokemon community. We'll see how I get that out there. But yeah, other than that, I think the main topic here, since I'm not talking about the actual game, I'll talk about my favorite Pokemon games. I'll do top three Pokemon games that I will talk about, and I'll start with number 3, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon on the 3DS. That is my favorite older game, mainly because that was my first. Actually, Sun and Moon were my first Pokemon games. I remember like very vividly when the boys were like the perfect age for Pokemon, and they were excited. They were excited to get into it. They were excited for it, and we wound up, everybody got their DSs, their 2DSs. They got their 2DSs, and everything. And it was It was one of those things where it was expensive to get everybody settled, but it was worth it because everybody was having fun with their Pokemon game, and it was my first time getting into it. I was really excited because they were really excited, and I wound up really digging it. I wound up really liking it. Usually, turn-based games were not my thing, and I really did not like them at all. But Pokemon really attached to me. So I got really excited with that one, and then I think it was a year later when they came out with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and it was the next iteration of that, and that was, again, rebought it, replayed it, and it was still awesome. It was still good. I was still fresh with everything. Voss from the community, huge into Pokemon. We actually did a show for a Pokemon show somewhere on this feed. I'll put the link for that in the show notes if you want to check that out. But we did do a Pokemon show before. It was me, Voss, and Chase. We got together to do something. That was good. That was a good show. I remember that. But yeah, Voss helped us out a lot. He was, really informative, getting things on the ball when we were first starting out with Pokemon, and he traded a lot of different ones to us. It was really good to have him there to, set us on the right path, so to speak. But other than that, that if you never played those, your more recent Legends ARCEUS. Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's how I said it. Yeah. Arceus. No. What is it? This is like Babel and Babel all over again. I forgot how I said it. It's like I always said it one way, and now I say it. I'm like, did I say it right? Like, I'm second guessing myself. Whatever. You know which one. The last Legends game came out a few years ago. What was that? 20 something. I don't know. Geez, I'm such a great podcaster. So the Pokemon Legends game, Arceus, that's how I say it, right? I don't know. I don't care. I'm done. I'm not going. Okay, whatever. That one. So yeah, that was my favorite one. My absolute favorite Pokemon game. I don't even know how to say it, but at that point, by the time that came out, I had a few Pokemon games under my belt, and I knew I enjoyed them. I knew I liked them. I was really excited. I was down with it. By the time Legends game came out, Arceus, that's what I'm call it. Yeah, that's what I'm call it. All right, so Arceus. By the time Arceus came out, I was like, I was a pro. I knew what was going on, and I knew enough that to understand that was my favorite Pokemon game. That was no way around it. That was like the top tier. That is exactly what I wanted out of a Pokemon game. It was clunky, felt a little empty at times. It was pretty lacking. It was, there was a lot that was not great about it. But at the same time, it was freaking amazing. It was so full of what you would think a game about catching monsters was. Like, you're actually out there, real time, throwing the balls at them and, trying to catch, trying to hunt, trying to figure out what to do and how to get around. It was something that when it came out and I played it, I was like hoping that from that point forward, that is exactly what every other Pokemon game was going to be. So that's something that I'm glad to hear kinda sorta stuck around. I hear it is not exactly the same as Arceus. I'm talking about this one now, Z-A. I hear it's not exactly the same, but it's still in the same general direction of that, and I could get down with that as long as it's something like along those lines. I heard the battling was great and perfect and new and exciting and all that stuff. So that's good. But you know, the whole aspect of the catching and the collecting and all that stuff from Arceus, that was top notch. That was the best for me, and it made it my favorite Pokemon game, you know, ever. Still at this point, I have not played Scarlet and Violet yet. I actually want to jump into that when I got my Switch 2. I knew that the update and everything made it run a lot better, and I played it for about a half hour, which is the same amount of time I played it before when it had first come out. But it is, I think I've said it before, Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 right now runs like melted butter. It is so freaking great. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. And you know, when I get a hankering for another Pokemon game, I'm gonna pop that in and play it brand new because I never played it yet. So I'm looking forward to that whenever that happens. I almost did it. I wanted to play a Pokemon game about a month ago. That I was really wanting to get in there and play something Pokemon, but I stopped myself because I knew if I did that, then I was gonna be like Pokemoned out for Legends Z-A. So I didn't. I put on hold, and I'm here like really excited to jump into Z-A. I'm glad I did. So you know, eventually I'll jump into Scarlet and Violet and see how that goes. But that's number 3 and number 2. So what was it? Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and then Legends Arceus. Jeez, it's gonna bother me. I don't think there's a right way. I don't think there's a way that you definitely say it. I think it's just like up to interpretation. But whichever way it is, I used to say it one way, and now I don't know which way that is. It's like everything's a lie. But those are my top 3 and number 2. Number one Pokemon game. For me, Pokemon Go. Don't know if you were expecting that, but that's where I am. But it's not because of the game itself. It's the memories that came from Pokemon Go. I still think about it, like, you know, recently, and it makes me sad, you know, because it's like Pokemon Go, we did it. That was a family thing. That was a family affair. We drove around with nothing to do, no other intentions other than to just catch Pokemon. Like, that is what we did as a family. The boys were young. They had their tablets with their Pokemon Go on there, and you know, we gave them a hotspot to jump in there, and like we just went around. We played and we caught Pokemon and all this stuff. It was great times. Like, they were young, they were excited. They were, you know, tracking down ones they didn't have and trying to knock off their quests and all this stuff. And it was something, man. Let me tell you. I remember a few things. There was one time where the oldest had to get some sort of quest done, but there was Team Rocket was around, and you had to find a certain Team Rocket boss, and he was needing one more, and we just couldn't find her anywhere. We were driving all over the place, and he finally found her and lost to her, couldn't win, and like, we couldn't find her again. It's like she was not spawning, and he needed this by this night was like the last time before it reset or something like that. I forgot what it was for. Even like and you know, we were like going crazy, and it was nighttime, and we were like, okay, I think it's time. We just gotta go. You know, if we don't find her by the time we get home, then that's it. And I went like a back way home where there wasn't a lot of of things. Like I forgot what they were even called. Look at that. There wasn't a lot of things where you would be able to find them. But there was one that was coming up, and it was like very close to the house where we would have gotten like past that one and we would have been home, and she was there. And oh man, we pulled over, like he screamed and he was like ready to battle her, and I pulled over so he could do it, take care of it, and wound up winning and did what he had to do. And it was like, oh man, perfect. So great. The freaking memories. And now that was years ago. Now I drive by that spot, like, every time that we go that way, we'll drive by that spot. And I think about it. I remember it all the time. Like it is such like a core memory playing Pokemon Go. I remember there was some day Pokemon Go Fest or something. I forgot what they were called. Like whatever it is that you got to buy a special ticket for it, and like you have access to it, and it's like some crazy thing going on. Like there's Pokemon everywhere and shinies everywhere. There was one time that it happened where it was like one of the first times that it was available to do it, and we did it, and everybody got a ticket, everybody got a pass to go to have access and everything. We went absolutely insane, and every time we stopped, like we were like shiny hunting, we were going crazy, like because every hour you have to like find a certain one, like a certain one was popping up every hour or something. It like there's details that I don't really remember every single detail how it went, but there was enough that I remember that really hold on, and I remember we were going crazy with the shinies all the time, and battling the bosses for the gyms and all this stuff, and trying to get legendaries and shiny legendaries, and like oh man, the freaking memories. I love it. I love Pokemon Go. I'm telling you, there was like, I was like, what's my favorite Pokemon game? And it's like, it can't be Pokemon Go, but no, it is without a doubt very easy Pokemon Go. And during the pandemic, I think is when they opened up that you could trade with people like that were not just like around you or something. There was something going on. But like, also inviting people, battling and all that, like all that stuff was going on. Again, with Voss, we friended him up. Joe State, we befriended, with his kids, and it was like, there was a good amount of people from the community where we were like all playing Pokemon Go, and we were all like friending each other, inviting people like, hey, I got a raid going on, I got this legendary over here, do you want to join, and like sending out an invite. And it was a freaking blast. What the hell happened? Why did it stop? Jeez, like, oh man, why do good things have to stop? Why does this happen? Like, I don't know if we got older. I'm sure people are still playing Pokemon Go, but the kids got older. It's like they got cell phones where it would have been like easy for them to play Pokemon Go, and then they stopped, like, it makes perfect sense, right? But that's what happened. So it's like we just stopped playing, and at one point it was like, what are we gonna do? We gotta play Pokemon Go? No, I don't want to play Pokemon. I'm like, okay. So it was very much like a slice in time where it was the perfect storm. The game was like at a height. The boys were at that age. We were not having chaotic time schedules where we had actual time to do things like that. It was great times. And I feel bad for the princess. She doesn't seem to have something like that. I mean, we play a little bit of Pokemon. I think I'm going to start getting her into it. I'm sure it'll help her with reading, because that it did that with the boy when he was learning. So I'll probably try and get her into the Let's Go games and see about that and go from there. But yeah, she don't have no Pokemon Go experience, like that excitedness, like it's man, I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you still play Pokemon Go. If you're still out there catching and collecting and all that stuff. Like, what is it that's going on? When I left it, I think I had an issue towards the end of when I stopped playing. Like, there was something that in order to like properly play more, I had to put more money into like, getting my bag upgraded or space upgraded for something, and I didn't want to, so I think that's where I left it. I don't know. But I think I was pretty close to a certain level. I forgot what level it was. There was some level where you were able to unlock, I think, creating your own gyms or something, or creating your own points of interest. What the hell are they called? The spinny things, whatever. So, I stopped pretty, close to that. I know it took forever to get there because the XP was taking forever. It was a really, really big grind, but I don't know. So yeah, that's where I'm at. We're at a half hour here, more or less. So yeah, that's where I'm landing for my favorite Pokemon game, Pokemon Go. I felt like I had a thought that I was working on, and I like got side railed. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? It's been a day. It's been a few days, and I still haven't played Legends Z-A. So I gotta fix that this weekend. Hopefully, I have some time. But other than that, those are my top 3 Pokemon games. Ultra Sun and Moon, Pokemon Legends ARCEUS. God, is it ARCEUS? Have I been saying Arceus this whole time? As Arceus? Whatever. I don't care. It's my favorite game. It could be named whatever it freaking wants to be named. That's it. So that's that one. And then Pokemon Go, number 1. Very easy. Number 1, Pokemon Go. I'm actually gonna stop this recording, and then I'm gonna go and tell the wife and the boy who are here, tell them how much I miss playing Pokemon Go. Maybe something will happen. Maybe it's just a totally different game now at this point, Didn't they get sold to somebody? I don't know. Something stupid. There was something that happened that I was like, oh, that's great. Whatever. So whatever. That's what I'm giving it. Big fat whatever. Sucks getting older. Sucks when kids get older and they're not like innocent kids anymore. And sucks when you guys have fun doing something and it changes and then you don't do it no more. And I feel like this is a very dangerous road that I'm walking right now where I could get into another tangent for another half hour. I'm not going to do it. So peace out. Peace out. Enjoy Pokemon. If you're playing Pokemon, let me know. Let me know in the comments wherever you're seeing this. If it's on the blog, themanthechefthedad.com, or if it's on YouTube, let me know in the comments. If you're playing Legends Z-A, if you're excited, if you're getting into it, or if Arceus is better, let me know. If you're still playing Pokemon Go, let me know. Whatever, just let me know. Let me know whatever. Yeah. Oh, look, another memory popped in my head. Honorable mention to Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield. When the princess was born, I remember I was playing Sword and Shield in the hospital, and I was shiny hunting, for my roulette, and oh man, okay, so roulette, I remember I was shiny hunting for a while, and I got burnt out like crazy. And I stopped playing Pokemon for a very long time. Like I was trying to shiny hatch this Pokemon, and then whatchamacallit, Sword and Shield Like, I don't know, something just made me want to do, like, try. I had like all these things where it was like it was gonna make it easier, and I wound up hatching a shiny Rowlet on the night that my princess was born. And then the ice cream Pokemon, I got a shiny of that one too. I named her, I named that one the name of my daughter, and that one is sitting in Pokemon Home right now. You know, and that one is like waiting for her for when she gets older and she could appreciate it. I have a shiny Pokemon that is very girly like. The ice creamy, whatever her name is. You know, so she is, and I made sure to fix it so that it's like the certain color or whatever, and I know it's the color that she likes now. So I did something right, and you know, it's got her date on there and everything. So that's, I think that'll be a good thing. That's cool. That I did a good father thing there, I think. Oh man, I remember when I thought I messed up transferring switches around and I thought I lost that save. Oh, I freaked out. I thought I lost all my Pokemon, and like I freaking bawled. I think I cried. I thought I lost all the Pokemon, and that's the one, that one for my daughter that I like had special for her is the one that I thought I lost, and I think that's what made me like cry about it. Like it's man tears, you know. I was like freaking out. You know, it's a lot of work when you're playing Pokemon and you're like, you know, putting all those hours in, and then you think, oh crap, they are all gone. so so Pokemon Home was activated again at that point. So yeah. So there's that. There, I think I'm done now. I think I'm officially done. I don't have, I have plenty more Pokemon memories, but I'm not. So yeah, that's that. Peace out. Enjoy your Pokemans, and take care of yourself. See you guys next week, maybe. Next week I'm gonna try and get together with someone. Someone wanted to do a show, so I'm gonna try and do that. And I'm gonna try to also record a few more shows to get some things loaded up and lined up, because I think I did good with that. I think this record and then post it in the same week, I don't think it's working for me. I don't think it works. So I think the best bet would be to record a bunch of shows and then have them ready to go. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So maybe next week I'll do that at some point, and then go from there and see about whatever. But until then, peace out. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, please.